Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, Noodle here, and today, oh man, welcome to Friday. That's right everybody. We're gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna only do these videos like Monday through Friday, and that gives me an opportunity to record something else for Saturday and Sunday as well. What I'm actually thinking about doing, and I'll see how well this works out, I'm actually thinking about doing really long episodes over the weekends. I'm thinking about doing ESO with Carl for like an hour, and that'll be like on Saturday, and then I'll do like a Sim City for like an hour, and that'll be on Sunday. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Leave me comments below. I don't know if I'm going to get to it this week, which means going through this weekend. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Do you think it's too many series going on at one time? Like I said, I wanted to get rid of Doom first. So that's why I'm powering through that, and we're doing like an everyday Doom thing, because that game has an end, you know what I'm saying? And there's an end goal, and there's a finish, and when it's finished and we're done with it, and then we can move on with something else. We kind of have an end goal with Sim City, but let's be honest, we could fuck around with Sim City for a long time before we get the regional airport. I could just blow through it and just try to get shit going as fast as possible and only concentrate on what we need. But I like playing SimCity, so it may be a while before we can finish that. ESO with Carl is an endless series that'll never end unless ESO gets taken off the interwebs, and then even then we can just do like a Skyrim. And that's also what I wanted to bring up, is do you guys want to continue to see ESO with Carl in an MMO setting, or would you guys be opposed to me just playing Carl on Skyrim, and then we'll do a Skyrim playthrough? The Steam. I'll get back to work while we discuss this. The Steam summer sale came through, and I ended up picking up a copy of. This is a long ass fucking tunnel. I ended up picking up a copy of Skyrim. And I have been playing it, and I have been enjoying it. I've always liked Skyrim. I thought it was a really great game. But I didn't want to do a Let's Play of it because we have the ESO, and that's basically the same universe. So let me know what you guys think. Because, I mean, we did kind of get started, but we can always start off Carl. We can do, like, the prequel Carl. Like, Carl, his comeuppance. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. But you guys just let me know in the comments below. This is as much as you guys' channel as it is mine. At least that's the way I feel about it. If you guys don't like the shows that I'm putting on here, then you guys should, have a say and say something about it. Because if you guys really don't like something, then I don't know why I'm recording it. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's going to be a few people who don't like everything I do. I'm sure there's a few people here who just, or a lot of people who just don't give a shit about me doing Doom. And then the few people who do. But if it's overwhelming, like I get a ton of people like, yeah, this series kind of blows. Don't really want to. I mean, I'll power through because it's you, Noodle, but I'm powering through, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you guys to do that. I do that with some series that I watch, and I just wish that I can lean in and be like, this show sucks. Like, you should concentrate your time on something else. But yeah, so let me know. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get back to our topic of zombies, and I think we should go from the beginning. The last one I did, I was a little bit rambly, kind of, because we kind of jumped in what I feel was the middle of conversation that is preparing for a zombie apocalypse, but we haven't quite established the rules for the zombie apocalypse first. When I was in Afghanistan, the first time, I think it was the first time, I actually sat down and created a zombie apocalypse plan for the base that I was in, and it was actually pretty solid. In fact, I went ahead and printed it out, and a lot of people actually subscribed to it. Not like subscribe like as in YouTube, but they actually started using it for their own zombie emergency plans, and we kind of had this inside joke of everybody having an escape plan for the zombie apocalypse. It spread through a few units. I can't say that it went base wide or anything like that, but what I can say is that it did draw some attention, and people were often shocked to hear that I was absolutely serious, that was the plan, because there was not one in place. I kind of felt like the government at that point when everybody found out that the government has a zombie apocalypse plan, and people were like, why are we wasting resources on this? Well, because it's a great endeavor. to waste quote unquote resources on something that could potentially save everybody's life. It's no less important than golden toilets in the White House. So there you go. So the first thing that we should do is identify what kind of zombie we're dealing with. Now, I had a scale of like best case to worst case scenario zombies, and depending on the type of zombie that it was, depended on how you should, as a person, react to the crisis. Everything from don't worry about it, we'll be fine, just keep your head on, to the easiest and best thing that you can do is to throw yourself into a vat of acid, because that's the only way that you're getting out of this. So let's go with the easiest zombies, and these are pulled from books and movies and any other zombie references that I can get my hands on. Basically, the best case scenario zombie, your best case scenario, would be Night of the Living Dead, the original Romero movie, black and white. Yes, those are the best zombies that you could ever have, and this is why. Most of you can already guess why. Number one, they're slow as fuck, like super slow, like you can speed walk past them, and that is a huge benefit. Secondly, they're scared of fire. Romero was playing on the fact that they're primitive. It regresses people to their primal emotions, and people just fear fire, and it's a natural fear that we kind of grow out of because we use it all the time, but everybody fears fire. So yeah, so there's that. Another great thing about fucking Romero zombies is that they're pretty much easy to kill. You just bash them over the head, and there they go down. But like I said, they're always slow. They can be freshly dead bodies, but the virus does spread rather quickly, but it does have a little bit of an incubation time, probably like a day or two of incubation before the actual virus grips you and you die. Until then, you're kind of rendered comatose and just feel really ill. So it does allow people to get ready for your transformation, and so this is probably the best option. Also, anything can kill the zombie. Obviously bullets, but a bash to the brain will also go ahead and take care of it as well. Your Romero zombie is pretty much your Shaun of the Dead zombie. Very dumb, but can be very aggressive in hordes. But the hordes are pretty easy to not fuck with, because you can control the hordes a lot easier because the zombie itself is kind of dumb. Alright, the next category of zombie is one that I guess would be my category B, if we're going to go ahead and label them. Category B is up there, but it's also very terrifying, and this is your 48 those 28 days later zombies. These are people who aren't actually dead. They're people who are rage filled. The advantages and disadvantages of these zombies are as follows. The huge advantage is you don't have to shoot them in the head. You just fill them full of enough lead, or you shoot them enough, or you hit them enough, and they go down. They're dead, because they're not zombies. They're humans that are all fucked up and infected. So whatever you can do to kill a human, you can go ahead and kill a zombie with. And I think that in itself is a huge advantage to the entire thing. Alright, let's keep going. Disadvantages: they're fast and they're smart. 28 days later zombies are so smart that they can use stairs. Romero zombies cannot use stairs. I mean, they can, they shamble, but any kind of steep incline, fences and stuff, they just kind of hit and kind of bounce off of. 28 days later zombie can go ahead and climb fences, they can climb ladders, they can climb stairs, and contain some intelligence enough to know how to open doors, at least simple doors. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can't operate a lock, but they can at least pull open a door or push it. And that's a lot more than a Romero zombie can do. A Romero zombie can only kind of bump itself up against a wall or hit it with its fists and hope that it hits glass or hits a door before it eventually breaks in. Another advantage of the 28 day later zombie is the fact that they do starve to death, and they kind of have this fucking ability to just kind of break down. This kind of goes into the new Dawn of the Dead zombie that everybody kind of saw, and I think that's probably going to be the most effective zombie, or our middle zombie. So 28 days later zombie, category B class zombie. There you go. Now you have category C class zombie, and that is the Dawn of the Dead zombie. Now these zombies go through various stages, and depending on the stage depends on the severity of danger that they pose to you. Stage 1, this is your classic freshly turned zombie. Now they're fast, like the 28 day later zombies, but in fact they're more than that. They're super strong, super fast, and they have the most intelligence, and they hunt in a pack. Well, they don't really have a pack mentality, but they do at the same time. It's kind of complicated. What makes these zombies so dangerous is the fact that they look human. They haven't started to rot yet, and they are fucking fast. Now, the reason why they're fast and the reason why they have all this additional bonus strength, I know almost everybody out there has heard stories of the guy who was hiking by himself in the woods, and a boulder landed on his leg, like a 2-ton boulder crushed his leg, and he was able to lift the boulder over his head and throw it off. Or the mother who saw her child get pinned under a car was able to throw the car off the child. People who have been running for their lives have been able to just leap whole fences. Like fucking 5-foot fences, just fucking grab a top of it and just throw themselves over like they were air, when they've never been able to do that ever in their lives. These stories aren't made up, they're true. They've happened. Maybe not in the way that you've heard them, but basically they fucking exist, and they're legit. The reason is because right now, you listening to me right now, you who may or may not be flabby. Let's take the average of my listeners. You're a little overweight. You don't really exercise that much, and you don't really consider yourself that strong. You think maybe you can hold your own in a fight, but that's pretty flattering to say the least. But what you can say is that you probably eat too much fast food, and that's okay, because I eat too much fast food, and I understand. Right now, our muscle strength is strong enough that if you were to flex with 100... Ooh, creepy. They gave me chills. If we were to flex with 100% of our muscle strength right now, as is, just us, me and you right now, our muscles would be so strong that it would fucking turn our bones into powder. You would splinter your own bones, and that's today's average strength. It's crazy how strong we actually are, but we have a little chip or a little thing in our brain that stops us from using all that force, just out of fucking sheer need to not fucking destroy our own bodies. There we go. And that's pretty much all true. Now, the thing is that when these zombies are freshly turned, that chip that stops them from using their full strength and full speed is off, because the brain's dead. The virus has taken over. So that little mechanism is gone. That allows the zombies to push themselves harder and faster than any human possibly could. But there's a downside to this. You see, right now, every time you move, you walk, you jog, anybody who's ever done push-ups or pull-ups and have fucking came back the next day sore, you're sore because you've torn your muscles. They're little micro tears. It'll be fine. You're not going to die. Okay? But the thing is that when you're alive, your muscles can go ahead and heal themselves. And that allows our muscles, those little tears, to be filled in with more muscle, and that makes you stronger. That's how we build muscle. It's called tearing down and building up. It's because you're literally tearing apart your muscle. Oh, is that gold? You're literally tearing apart your muscles, but the healing process builds them back up again. Zombies, unfortunately, don't have the ability to heal themselves. So yes, while they are able to perform all these huge feats of strength, it does have its limits. They'll tear themselves apart, and they won't have the ability to heal themselves. That's why middle-aged zombies, those who've been around for a few days or at least a week, start to slow down because their muscle deterioration is beyond crazy. And even if a zombie hasn't been able to run and has only been shambling in a circle around their house, just everyday movement is enough to go ahead and cause a little bit of muscle degradation, plus the fact that their bodies are going to start rotting. And without the ability to heal, they'll eventually start falling apart. That's where you get the older zombies that can't even fucking move. They're stuck in one spot, maybe with their jaw being able to move up and down a little bit. They're still alive. They're still alive as far as zombies are concerned. They're still kicking it, but they can't move because their muscles have deteriorated beyond any point of being able to move. It's the advantage that we have for being human. So these type of zombies are category 3 zombies. These are your category C zombies. They're good, but they're also bad. You have to watch yourself. They can be the most dangerous in the beginning, but they get a little bit easier as time goes on, and after a while you're able to avoid them. As noted in World War Z, that does typically tend to happen. However, they do have the ability to not freeze, at least not freeze in the way that we are used to. You see, a zombie, those categories of zombies do not have the ability to have their cells burst when they get frozen, and we don't know why. So basically what happens is that when they get covered in ice, like you go up to fucking Canada because you think you're smart. You go up to Canada, you survive a few winters, but zombies keep coming because they get frozen, buried in snow, and then when the spring comes, they thaw out and they're ready to go again. It is a huge advantage, but one that can be mitigated with time and vigilant hunting. Okay. Then we go on to the next category of zombie. The next category of zombie is a little bit terrifying. Now, this category of zombie is one that's often seen in video games, and this is one that a zombie outbreak has happened, and these things are fucking fast, and they're strong, and they're fucking smart. This can often be seen in zombies that are resemblant to Return of the Night of the Living Dead 2, where the zombies are actually able of communication and speech, and they do have a goal in mind. They're in pain, that's why they're so slow. Remove the pain factor, and they're able to fucking fully function just as a normal person. They're just dead, which makes them super deadly, because then they can go ahead and think. The one advantage that we have over zombies is the fact that they can't think. They don't have the process to. So we can easily outthink them and outmaneuver them and taxize them, be more tactical than they are. And we can trick them and whatnot. But when they have the ability to think, that advantage kind of goes out the window really fast. I don't really have any kind of keen example of, the type of zombie this is. But like I said, they do kind of retain their intelligence that is deadly. Now, I have about 2 minutes left, so I can go ahead and cover the worst case scenario zombie. Worst case scenario zombie. This is probably the most terrifying zombie out of all of my zombie knowledge. This zombie was found at the beginning of Return of the Living Dead. Return of the Night of the Living Dead Part 2. Or Night of the Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Return of the Living Dead. Return of the Night of the Living Dead 2. This was an offshoot from the Romero films. In the beginning, they had the zombie. It was in a canister full of toxic goo, basically the stuff that makes zombies. And it lived in this fucking canister, and when it got out, it was in a morgue. And when it got out, it was shambling around. It was really slow and dumb. And the owner saw it and was like, holy shit. So he picked up a pickaxe and he fucking hit it as hard as he could in the head. And the pickaxe went through the skull and pierced the brain. Now, any normal zombie, that would have killed it. But this zombie kept going. And he was like, holy shit. So he was able to knock it down, and he fucking hit the head again. And then he was like, fuck it. So he went and grabbed a hacksaw or a morgue saw or whatever and cut the head off And the body got up and kept trying to attack the guy. They eventually tied it down and cut it up into little fucking pieces, and each piece was trying to get him. If all that was left was a finger, then the little finger's like wiggling like a worm on the floor, trying to get this guy to kill him. Sweet diamonds. That's fucking terrifying. The only way that they were able to destroy the zombie was through just complete incineration. Now, if you have a horde of these things, you're not going to be able to incinerate all of them. When we come back, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the do's and don'ts about fighting a zombie. And one of the biggest don'ts is lighting them on fire. That's like the fucking worst thing that you could ever do in your entire life during a zombie apocalypse, is to try to light a zombie on fire. But we can talk about that when we come back. So thank you for listening. I hope this has been somewhat enlightening, giving you guys some food for thought, if you will. I'm having fun talking about this topic because I feel like this is the topic I know a lot about. If you guys have learned something, then let me know down in the comments below. If you guys would like to add something or a different kind of zombie or something along those lines, let me know. I love to hear your thoughts on my little ranking scale, and if you feel like a certain zombie is the worst or not. Like I said, the last one, the worst case scenario zombie, they were slow, they were dumb, but unfortunately, they were almost impossible to destroy. That makes them a super big threat. And, yeah. I would just fucking suck start a shotgun at that point, because you're not beating those things. Maybe one, maybe two, but you can't take them on forever. Especially if your dead, who's been buried, come back to life and are like that. Yeah, you're fucked. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me once again. And I will catch you all next week, because this should have been Friday. So, I will catch you all Monday. Monday and Tuesday, I will continue my recording. But I should have these all... I should have these all fucking done, so that way, even though I'm recording or sleeping during the day, I can go ahead and put these things out for you guys. So, thank you, and I will catch you all next week. Have a good one.